What's up, everybody? Teacher Willie, happy to be here once again for vlog every day in August. Every other day I'm doing a vlog in Portuguese and every other day I'm doing a vlog in English. Obviously today is English. So our first person, who is here? So as I said, this is vlog every day in August. I will be doing this every day, probably once or twice in August. I'll be putting out recorded videos or videos that I edit. Katya is the first person here, always. Jackson's here. What's up, Jackson? If you guys could please like this video to call in other people that are on the YouTube platform. What happens is the more comments and the more likes that this video gets during the live stream, the more that YouTube will put it in front of people that are not subscribed, and we'd like to call in as many people as possible. So if you could please like this video right now, I would appreciate it. So we're past the 1.5 minute mark, so let's go ahead and get started. So the difference between I think and I guess. The main difference is when you say I guess, it means that there is some reason that you think that way. Basically, they both mean that you think something, but guess gives the idea that there is something that made you think that. Okay, so what happens a lot of times with my students is they learn this guess, and this I guess is something that we use a lot especially in North American English. You see it in a lot of movies, you see it in a lot of TV shows, TV series, but there is a tendency to overuse it. When we overuse it, by overusing it, I mean that many of my students begin to use guess because they think it's cool, they think it's fancy. They begin to use I guess every single time that they want to say that they think something, but they can't use it that way. So let's look at a couple of examples. First, let's look at the example, I think it's going to rain. Okay, so if I say I think it's going to rain, it just means I think it's going to rain. I can use that in any situation where I think it's going to rain. Now, if I say I guess it's going to rain, there needs to be something that led me to believe that it's going to rain. For example, maybe it's cloudy all of a sudden. Maybe there are dark clouds. Maybe the wind, like happens here in Palmas. The winds pick up and then the rain comes. If you listen to a weather forecast and you hear that there is a 90% chance of rain, then you know that you can say, I guess it's going to rain, because what led you to believe that was the fact that the person forecasting the weather said that it's going to rain. So the major difference is that you can use I think anytime that you think something, but you can only use I guess if there is something that led you to believe that, if there's something that first happened for you to think that. And so that's the difference between to think and to guess. Okay? Any questions about that? And then if there aren't any questions about that, let's go ahead and get into your questions. There are 4 people here. 3 people have liked this video, so there's at least 1 person that's here that hasn't liked it. If you could please like this video to help us get other people involved. If you like it, then YouTube will call in other people into our conversation so that they can also be involved. So let's check out some of, Louise is also here, Louise Benny. Katya thought that it was the opposite. She thought that you would use think if there's something that leads you to believe that, and guess in the opposite situation. And remember, there are always exceptions, but in the majority of the cases, and that you will use I guess only when something led you to believe that. Another example is if I have a class that is scheduled, say, at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting in my classroom at 10:30, then I could say, I guess my student isn't coming. Because at 10:30 they haven't gotten here, then there's probably a very good chance they're not going to arrive 30 minutes late. There's a better chance that they're not going to come, and because they aren't there at 10:30, then there's a very good chance that they won't come at all. Okay, very good. Any other questions on that? If not, you can shoot off your questions that you have about English or about me or about anything. If not, we'll go to about 10 minutes and we'll make this a shorter video today. Any questions? Feel free to ask. This was also, I did today on the Anchor platform, the Anchor app. I did this exact hint, and I will be adding hints basically every day, almost every day. I'll be adding hints to my Anchor feed, and they will be in English like this. So if you would like to check me out on the Anchor app, after I get done with this live stream, I will put the link down below in the description. Katya says, about here you go and here you are. What's the most common people use? Very good. So we had something that happened in one of our WhatsApp groups. If you'd like to be involved in one of the WhatsApp groups, I will put a link to one of the groups up above afterwards. Katya says, the question is the most common use of if it's here you go or here you are. Really, I would say it's about 50-50. I would say there's no real way to measure the difference because both are frequently, very, very frequently used. So I wouldn't even worry about here you are, here you go. I don't see, as far as thinking back in usage, I don't see a big difference between either of them, and they're both very, very used. And then, so you have here you go, here you are, and also you have here it is, which is another option. Jackson asked, when I have a feeling I'm not sure about something, but only a feeling, I can use only guess or both when I have a feeling. Again, it depends. Why do you have that feeling? What was the end of that question? So if there's a reason that you have that feeling, then you would use guess. So for example, you have a feeling that you did something wrong at work, maybe. Let's put it in the situation. You did something wrong at work, it was very bad, and your boss calls you into their office. So then you could say, so you have a feeling that you're going to get fired. So then in that case, because you did something wrong and you're being called into the office, then you could say, I guess I'm going to be fired. But you could also use, I think I'm going to be fired. So remember, think you can use in any situation, I guess, when there is something that led you to feel that way. If you just have a feeling, for example, you feel like there's no reason, you just all of a sudden feel like, I think I'm going to get fired. You can't say, I guess I'm going to get fired, because there's no reason if you didn't make a mistake, or there's no reason for you to feel that way, but just you wake up one morning and you're like, I think I'm going to get fired. In that case, you can't use guess, because there isn't anything, even though you have a feeling, there isn't anything that led you specifically to that feeling. So that would be the difference there. Hope that helps you out. Okay, any more questions? All right, if there are no more questions, that's going to be it. We'll do about a 10-minute quick hints in English. If you are seeing us for the first time and you would like more live stream hints like this, or you would like to see our video classes or the classes that I give in the churches here in Palmas that are going to start up again this month, don't forget to subscribe and click or touch on the bell icon to make sure that you are told every time by YouTube when I do a live stream or when we put out a new video. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you to everyone that has joined. The channel is really starting to take off now, as far as, you know, there are channels that have millions of subscribers that for them to take off is 100,000. But for us, you know, we now have 665 people subscribed, and 200 of those have been in the last 2 months or so. So I'm very grateful to those of you, and things are starting to really move forward. So please subscribe, tell your friends about us. If you have friends that are learning English that would like to be involved in these live streams and the other things that we do, please share the channel with your friends so that we can continue to grow and impact more people's lives. So Jackson and Katya, thanks for being here. Jackson, you're welcome. I don't know about perfect answer. I don't know if there is a perfect answer, but I think it was a decent answer. Anybody else leave a message? Luis was here. I don't know if Luis is still here, but thank you for joining us, Luis. And until the next live stream, it should be tomorrow. Remember that Saturday and Sunday, the internet here in Palmas is terrible. In fact, I was at my house, tried to do this live stream from my house, and the internet was so bad I had to come back to the school. So if there is a problem, I may not be able to do a live stream, but I will upload at least a short video in order to do my vlog every day in August. So if there isn't a live stream, I will upload a short video. Until then, thanks for being here. Have a great night.